Hello and welcome back to another Omniheroes video. In this video we are going to be having a look at the the old units that are going to be getting a buff this season. They do this most seasons. They will introduce a couple of units where they buff the passive skills or debuff the passive skills of certain units to make the game a bit more balanced around what they're trying to achieve with the new units from this season and the new mechanics, etc, etc. So we do have a list of who we want to have a look at, and the first unit is going to be Sukiomi. So Sukiomi's passive, it reads as Sukiomi increases the magic damage multiplier of allied corrode-based teams by 300%, and additionally increases the max HP of all allies by 50%. We are getting a change to this first passive. The multiplier of corrode-based teams is going to go up to 400%, and additionally max HP is going to increase to 100%. So we are getting an additional 100% multiplier for corrode-based teams, and we are also getting an increase, or max HP increase of an additional 50%, which is going to be huge. Sukiomi already does a lot. She really already does a lot, as long as you can get those corrode stacks on, which shouldn't be a problem given Bastet. The new Bastet, if you haven't already gone and checked that out, go ahead and check that out on my channel, or on the Discord, or on Zoo's channel. It's already been all broken down, and it's very, very exciting about what is about to happen. So, Passive 2, Sukiomi grants allied corrode-based teams the ability to absorb stats. When corrode is triggered, it reduces the target's stats, decreasing their attack by 1.5 million and defense by 1.5 million per stack with no limit. So the more corrode stacks that you can get on enemies, the stronger this passive will become. What's going to happen is we're going to change that ever so slightly. So decreasing attack by 2 million and defense by 2 million per stack. So we're getting an additional 500,000 decrease per corrode stack. So more value for your buck. And I think she's just going to be... I think she's going to be sent off into the stratosphere. I really do. I think that Sukiomi will be... I think she's going to be a must-run in the majority of these teams. We will also have a look at Katherine. So Katherine's the next unit on here. Her second passive currently, when Katherine receives healing, she restores HP equal to 50% of the healing amount to allies. It goes, so currently it's 4% of the excess healing will be converted into attack, and the total converted amount cannot exceed 100% of her base attack. Now it goes to 8% of the excess healing will be converted into attack, and the total converted amount cannot exceed 200% of her base. So we are getting a double for Katherine's power. When she was first released, she was unbeatable. Vital Drain alone, the application of Vital Drain alone, it was enough to secure victory in most games, because if units can't heal, then they will be they'll succumb to the power of corrode. But the problem is, now she's just her attack is a bit too low, and she doesn't build up quick enough, which is one of her issues. The devs have looked to change this. They've gone from 4% to 8% of excess healing, and the 200% or the 100% increase of base attack as well. So I like it. I do like what they're going to do with Mystifiers this season. So we will see. Now Ra. Ra is the next unit that's going to get an increase. So we'll see. Passive 1. Ra protects allies by taking damage in their place and restores 50% of HP, 2 stacks of Holy Shield each round. At the start of battle, she increases max HP of all allies by 20 million. This 20 million is... of course. This 20 million is going to increase to 50 million. So we are getting an increase of 30 million HP. It is going to really benefit Ra. Ra is just a big old damage sponge. That's all she is. She just absorbs as much of the damage as possible, giving her an extra 30 million HP right at the start of battle is going to be really, really helpful. Especially given that Hela is in the meta now, and Hela at the start of battle increases all allies' HP by 100 million. So it is what it is. So passive 2, while Ra is deployed, every 2 rounds she initiates a duel between the ally with the highest attack and the enemy with the lowest attack. The ally takes 50% less damage, now changing that to 75% less damage. That's going to give the unit much more survivability. It's going to allow for a more active part of this passive. Hold on. Of course, bear with me. Sorry about that. So yes, we are going to get 75% less damage on that dual mode that she can provide as well. Now we move on to the next one. This is Leandra, and this is going to be a big one. So Leandra, at the start of each round, Leandra summons 1 radiant crystal into an empty allied slot and randomly devours 1 summon before taking action. Radiant crystal inherits 50% of Leandra's stats and attacks a single enemy, dealing 50% physical damage. A maximum of 6 can be summoned per battle. Devour, Leandra permanently gains 5 million attack up to a maximum of 100 million and applies 2 stacks of Holy Shield to allies, prioritizes devouring enemy summons. When Leandra is alive, the death passive of effects triggered when any of our allied summoned creatures dies increases by 1, and each time an ally successfully summons 1 creature after any unit takes action, Leandra will use her ultimate attack, can be triggered 3 times per round. Now the changes to this passive is the Devour function. So Leandra permanently gains 10 million attack up to a maximum of 200 million attack. So instead of having the 5 million to 100 million, you still get the same ratio, except that the numbers are effectively doubled. So Leandra's attack is going to be doubled. She's going to start to do more and more damage over time. Same amount of Holy Shield stacks, but she also can use her ultimate up to 5 times per round. So when Leandra is alive, the death passive of effects triggered when any of our allied summoned creatures dies increases by 1. Each time an ally successfully summons 1 creature, after any unit takes action, Leandra will use her ultimate attack. So effectively, she can do that up to 5 times per round now. So if you summon 5 things in a round, you will also be able to use Leandra's ultimate 5 times in that round. It looks like a good change. It looks like a stats bonus for Leandra, who has become quite a vital part of a lot of different teams, especially with Pandora and how she interacts with Pandora, performing that ultimate right at the start. As soon as she summons one of her minions, or the crystal, whatever they are, radiant crystals, as soon as she summons one, she will effectively have all of that. She's just become very, very required on the Valianters team now. So much so that I run her over units like Ra sometimes, because Ra doesn't do very much at the moment. Maybe with these changes, we'll see. But it is what it is. Now, Amitaratu. The first change that I do have to mention about Amitaratu is... The first change I have to mention about Amitaratu is she's going to be an EX unit, which means that if you have her above 9 stars and you unlock the EX function, you will be able to get up that synergy mark inside and outside of seasonal content in PvE and PvP, seasonal and non-seasonal as well. The second change that's going to occur, passive 1, Amitaratu permanently increased the entire team's HP by 50%. When Amitaratu lands a critical hit, she applies shield 300% to all allies. Now this is going to change, so she's going to permanently increase the entire team's HP by 100% rather than the 50% she does now. When Amitaratu lands a crit, she applies shield equal to 400% of the attack to all allies, or of her attack to all allies. So effectively, when she crits, she's going to give allies more shielding, and she's also going to provide more HP, probably because of the way that you need her to survive for long enough. At the moment, I just don't think she does very much damage, and I think she's a bit squishy. to be honest, with very little in the way of protection. Now, potentially the additional 100% for attack will apply more shielding and allow for survivability as well. So, Eloin is the next unit on the list. So, Eloin's passive 2. When Eloin is on the battlefield, the stats gained from the Awaken effect increase by 100%. That's the current passive. The new passive is that she increases the Awaken effects to 200%. So when Eloin is on the battlefield, the stats gained from the Awaken effect increase by 100%, moving up to 200%. So it's going to be very, very strong. Eloin is back on the menu. It's going to be a really nice season for Ethereals, I believe. So the next unit on the list is Heci. Passive 1, Heci converts 200% of healing received into attack with a cap of 100 million. That cap is now going up to 200 million, so she's got an even higher threshold as well. So she's going to get up to 200 million attack. She's just going to do so much more damage. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Now we have our first brand new unit, and I mean brand new. So Fenrir. Fenrir was very disappointing this season. She's done not very much in the way of team building, so much so that I have not found a place for her so far. I mean, I've done what I can. I've used her in the teams that I can, building weird Doom's Avengers teams with Orphelia and Lachesis on there. They're just a bit meh. And they require the support of a Fate Summon hero in order to do what they need to do. But thing is, apparently she's getting a buff. So let's go ahead and see. Whenever allies cast ultimates, active skills, or basic attacks, they gain 4 million of max HP with no limit. The problem with this passive in itself is that casting an ultimate is different to proccing an ultimate, I believe. So say, for example, you've got your Soulbinding Lance, which provides double attacks. As far as I'm aware, say for example, in round 1, Eudora casts her ultimate, or somebody casts an ultimate in round 1. What currently happens is they will gain 4 million attack. They will gain 4 million max HP with no limit. It is what it is. They're only doing that once. They may proc that again. So they may do another basic attack, but that doesn't proc this passive, as far as I'm aware. The other thing to take into consideration is it's very slow. And when I say very slow, it leads into the previous point of you're only doing one of these per round. So each unit every round is only gaining 4 million attack. I believe that's how it works. So they gain, now instead, they're going to gain 8 million, which is not a significant improvement, in my opinion. This needed to be, they gain 10% HP with no limit. So effectively, you're doing, I mean, it may be less than that, it may be more. It depends on the strength of your unit. But at higher star levels, the 4 million, it doesn't really touch the sides, if I'm honest, because you need to take action. And if in round 1, Pandora has just ultimated 5 times and Leandra's ultimated 10 times, or up to a max of 5 times now. If, they've chained off, so to speak, and you're left, your team's left devastated. You've only got 2 units left. They're going to take, an action. They'll take another action. Or there'll be 2 actions on the team. Each unit will increase their HP currently by 4 million, up to 8 million. It's not going to touch the sides against a very strong team like that. So we'll see. We'll do some testing. We'll see whether or not it's any better. But passive 2, whenever an ally hits an enemy with an attack, they have a 50% chance to gain 2 million with no limit. This is actually a big change for me personally. A lot of people don't put any stock in it. It is going up to 75% chance, which is huge for me. Again, I cannot rely on attack increases. I can't rely on any percentage below 75%. The reason is because currently it's a coin flip. It's very unreliable in battle. You get very, very inconsistent results at 50%. At 75%, it's much more reasonable to assume that you are going to hit that attack increase. So, say for example, you have another enchanter, Eudora, on the team. Eudora performs, whenever an ally hits an enemy with an attack, Eudora is going to hit 10 times. Eudora, the chance to gain 2 million goes up to 4 million. So effectively, Eudora hits 10 times. Because we do know from the patch notes, they will be adding accuracy into the power-ups for the seasonal stuff. So you've got Eudora and Fenrir on the same team. In round 1, Eudora casts her ultimate. She'll gain that 8 million max HP, which again, is not really going to touch the sides, but it is what it is. It may be a more significant improvement. It may be a more significant improvement than we think. But I personally don't think so. But effectively, Eudora now has a 75% chance to gain 4 million attack with no limit per hit. So she hits 10 times. If she hits all 10 times, she has that 75% chance of gaining 4 million attack. She does it twice, she's got an additional 80 million attack in round 1. So if you can get her to cast her ultimate twice in round 1 with the new relic or with Gleipnir, however you pronounce it, it is possible. So Eudora has the chance to ultimate up to 3 times in that first round. You have the Soulbinding Lance into another 100 relic energy relic, and then you have that going to the Gleipnir, which will reset Eudora's cooldown. So she'll ultimate in round 1. She casts her ultimate in round 1, applies those 10 hits. She casts her ultimate again in round 2. Casts her ultimate again in round 1 as a follow-up to that as part of her own passive. And then, because of the Soulbinding Lance, she will cast her ultimate a 3rd time. When you cast your ultimate that 3rd time, that puts the chance, or puts the attack up to 120 million in round 1. That's why I think it's at 75% and not 100%. The 50% is just not super viable. Like you could max out at 120 million additional attack in round 1 for Eudora specifically, or, and hear me out, you can hit nothing off that 50% chance, the coin flip, and you get 0 attack increase, therefore rendering Fenrir's second passive absolutely useless. The 75% chance gives you it gives you a higher probability that you're going to hit, and it becomes much more reliable at 75%. In my opinion, like people differ with this opinion, but for me, 75% chance is about right. Now, the next unit that we're going to talk about is Bahamut. So I don't think Bahamut has seen very well. She has seen play, but she just doesn't. She doesn't do what she does do what she needs to do, but she doesn't at the same time. It's a very subtle thing that Bahamut does with the tremor effect. Every 3 rounds, Bahamut deals magic damage equal to 200 to 300% of her max HP to all enemies, with a 50% chance to apply additionally apply tremor. This is going from currently. So currently, she deals magic damage equal to 200% of her max HP. It's going up to 300% of her max HP. This may be more significant than you think, considering there are units in the meta which will increase Bahamut's max HP. Can be very effective, but you just need to get that max HP up as quickly as possible. Now, Bahamut, this is the second passive. The Bahamut permanently increases the max HP of all allies by 30 million and has 40% chance to apply tremor to enemies at the start of each round. We're leaving the 40% chance. That's not going up. We're currently increasing the max HP of all allies by 60 million. So it just doubles the effectiveness of Bahamut. Really, that's what they're doing. Doubling the effectiveness and giving that additional 30 million max HP. So you're doing more and even more on top of that with her first passive as well. Now we do have 3 more units to go, but I'm just going to pause, get a little drink, and then I'll be back shortly. Okay, so we move on to the final 3 units that have got a buff this season. Firstly, Saraphina, a name I've not heard in quite some time. She's she was so strong upon release, and if you did not have her runes, you lost every single match. In my meta anyway. In my this was before World Arena. This was only in Arena. I was losing very consistently because I did not have Seraphina's exclusive runes, because I did not have Gloria leveled up at the time. And eventually I've been able to get those units leveled up, get their exclusive runes, and all is well with the world again. But Saraphina, I've not heard any mention of her in a long time, and she's still a very effective unit, especially her runes. Yeah, really, really strong. So, increases Seraphina's heal rate by 50%. That's her first passive. It's been that way forever. It's going up to 100%. So, increasing Seraphina's heal rate by 100%. The heal rate is different to the cure rate. And I'll be showing that on screen at the moment. The heal rate is different to the cure rate in that I believe heal rate, I will be proving myself wrong here if I say it the wrong way. So just bear that in mind. But I believe the heal rate is how much you heal others, whereas the cure rate is how much you heal yourself. So I think that's how it works. Or heal rate is how much you heal. I'm sure it is. Because I also think that heals are related to your max attack. So the higher your max attack and the higher your damage output, if you've got like with Lachesis or with Seraphina, if you have a higher damage output, so Gaia increases max damage, then what that will do is it will increase the amount of healing provided by that particular unit. We'll have a look though. So when Seraphina is alive, each time an ally takes active damage, Seraphina has 50% chance to apply 1 stack of blessing to them, up to currently 3 times per round. This is going up to 5 times per round. It's not very consistent. This occasionally you'll absolutely pop off with it. You really will. You'll pop off and you go to town and you will not die, and it'll look like you are the god of team building. If you've got Seraphina's exclusive runes, but when she's alive, each time an ally takes active damage, Seraphina has 50% chance to apply 1 stack of blessing to them, up to 5 times around. It may be that it was very limited with that 3 times, and that the devs have decided to pump it up to 5 times to make her a bit more viable, and to use her within better team builds, but it is what it is. Now, Arthur. This is one that I did not expect, because I think Arthur is reasonable. I think he has fallen off recently. I don't think he is anywhere near as good as he was, specifically because you're not using him in the team with Elisha or Gaia anymore. You've got more than enough dooms to flesh that out, but seems though the devs feel as though he needed a buff. And I think it's fair. I think he's been out for long enough now that he deserves a bit of a kick. It's weird how they're not doing this with Elisha or Gaia, though. I'm just saying. It's weird. Passive 1. When Arthur is deployed, he grants all allies a 25% chance to reflect any debuffs back to the caster. When Arthur himself deals reflect damage, he deals additional damage equal to 10% of max HP, not exceeding 1000% of Arthur's attack. So the whole point of Arthur, his purpose, is for you to increase his HP and his attack. He's supposed to be a very good partner with Dahlia, because that's what Dahlia does. Dahlia increases max HP by 3000% and max attack by 1500% when she switches. So just something to keep in mind. When an ally deals reflect damage, all allies have their attack increased by 10% and max HP increased by 10%, stacking up to 50 times. These are going to double. So currently Arthur, when he deals reflect damage himself, he deals additional damage equal to 20% of max HP, not exceeding 2000% of Arthur's attack. So the higher that Arthur's HP is, the better off you'll be. So just something to keep in mind, especially now he's going to do 20% at that max HP, not dealing more than 2000% of his attack. And also, when an ally deals reflect damage, all allies have their attack increased by 20% now, from the 10% previously, and max HP increased by 20% as well. So instead of going up to 500% additional attack and 500% max HP, it is going to go up to 20%. It's going to go up to 1,000%. I believe 1,000% attack and 1,000% max HP if you max this out. So if you do 50 reflex, you will deal. You'll get your max HP and max attack increases as well. I think it's going to be very, very relevant moving forward. And I think that Arthur has just received a massive buff, doubling all of the percentages. So doubling, like I said with Fenrir, doubling from 4 to 8 million max HP. It's not going to touch the sides when Arthur is doing stuff like this. The percentage-based increase of attack and percentage-based increase of max HP is going to do much, much more than the increase to Fenrir. But it is what it is. And before I jump into the next one, I'm just going to pause for a sec. Okay, so we also now have our final change. It's Lamia. Now, Lamia has not been used in quite some time. The last time I used Lamia was in Rift Odyssey, and it was against a boss. I don't really run her in PvP anymore, although she's still relatively good. She's viable, but she doesn't do the damage that you need her to, because she's still got to build up. So she's got to get hit a lot. She's got to proc Sanctuary a lot. Then she's got to hit with her ultimate as well. So, and in a meta where having more than 100% dodge rate is part of the meta, she just becomes rubbish. You don't want to run her because she's not going to do any damage. She's going to miss every single attack, and the ones that she does hit, if it's right at the start of the round, going to do no damage. At the end of the round, yeah, sure, she's going to one-shot somebody, but she's got to get hit all those times. She's got to proc Sanctuary, and she's also got to block. She's also got to hit. There's too many factors in there for her to be effective. Now, we will see what these changes hold. So each time Lamia takes active damage, there is a 30 to 50%. Sorry, so we're moving to 50%, which is a much. Again, it's not ideal. 50% chance is still a coin flip to trigger Sanctuary, but there are ways of increasing that chance up to 100%, triggering Sanctuary up to 10 times per round. So going from 30% to 50% is a big increase. It's almost as big as 50% to 75%, effectively. But you do proc that, and you can increase the chance of Sanctuary procking with other units as well, like Eloin, like Ophelia. With those units on the team, you have a much higher chance of proccing Sanctuary. So if she does get hit, you don't need to proc this 50% Sanctuary. It just does it automatically. Now, Lamia additionally increases reflect rate by 25%, and when Sanctuary is triggered, Lamia has a 100% chance of counterattacking with Abyssal Breath, dealing 50% damage. These are going to change, so now Lamia is going to additionally increase reflect rate by 50%, and also she's going to deal 100% damage rather than just 50% damage. It was always a bit strange, but I think it's to stop the build-up too much. But now all gloves are off. Lamia is going to start to do 100% of her attack through damage from the Abyssal Breath. So those are the changes. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know whether or not you're happy with them. Let me know if you are excited about these changes. What do you think they could have done in order to improve things more? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. I do hope you have a great day, and good luck in whatever it is you are doing.